Well, hello.
Hello, everybody.
How y'all doing? How's everybody? I hope everybody's doing good. This is always our favorite day of the week. This wonderful news stuff makes you so happy you don't know what to do with yourself.
Mm, I'm starting to like Tuesdays better.
You know what? I thought that myself. I sure like the idea of
Yeah,
yeah, I like the singing and the dancing and the music and all that stuff heck of a
right,
lot better than I like
right, right.
talking
But
about talking about the news and
yeah,
all the
well, we had
awful
a lot.
stuff that's going on in the news. Everything's going on in the news.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes, yes, yes. Some real hang on to your hat stuff.
yeah, there's some really twisted, as they say, here's my twisted sister.
Oh yeah,
Well, here's my twisted sister. Well, I got news for you. Here's our twisted news. And it's never always good. Well, hello.
yep, yep. So I mean, it is a hold on to your hats time
It's a
because probably a lot of people probably don't I don't want to say don't do research, but they probably don't hear a lot of stuff that we do because we go deep dive into it and we may hear a tidbit from somebody else, so it's like, okay, let the search begin.
well,
So
and I think sometimes don't you think sometimes they just don't want to hear it.
yeah,
It's so
yeah,
bad. Who wants to hear it? I'd
right,
rather be watching cartoons or something else too. But
right,
unfortunately, somebody's got to tell that the real
right.
news. Somebody's
Well,
got to tell the real news.
yeah, it's real news, but it's also informational news.
Hmm.
Because I think we left off on Tuesday and I said a clue was prep, prep, prep.
Yeah, do a lot of prepping, and I'm telling you, a lot of prepping. Let's prep.
Yeah.
I hope everybody's still getting their sugar and their salt and their flour because
Hmm.
it's very important.
Yep. Yep. Along with water.
Water,
And
yeah,
as
you
they
better get some water.
say, and as they say in Europe, your tins.
And I think back they've compared us now that right now we are worse than the depression of the 1920s.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've got to believe it. I've got to believe it. But
I do.
the worst part about it is that, the government was helping people back then. You
Oh
know,
yeah. Oh
now
yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
like, you know, I got
Oh
my
yeah.
cake I can eat.
Yeah. Oh, but at least we had a little more information and were able to prep or prepare.
Right, right,
You know,
right.
they always say history has tendency to repeat itself.
Yep.
Kind of a scary thought.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, Linda, you know what I did? I started last time, so I'm gonna let you start this time.
Well, I'm just gonna kinda let everybody in on some of the stuff that's really, really going on. And, one of the things I'm sorry, I'm getting an important text. Sorry. Okay. Um, okay. So, we're not here to scare anybody.
Nope.
We're not trying to fearmonger you.
Nope.
This is actual. You can look it up.
Yep.
You can do your research. Okay. If you are in the New York area, if you are in the Virginia area, and if you are in San Diego area, specifically, but I mean, you're in America. So, you guys really need to take it to heart to prep, because the SHIT is about to hit the fan. Okay,
Yeah.
we have our nuclear subs out because Russia, and now they're saying China, has subs out by our big Navy, and they want to take out New York and California the most. Now, I don't know if anybody knew, but they were scheduled to, Russia was scheduled to shoot missiles off in the Pacific just offshore of San Diego.
Mhm.
And me personally, I think they were going to try to cause like a tsunami,
Mhm.
but that all got called off, and Russia saying, "Oh, oh, oh, no, 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 that was a mistake. That was a mistake. No, 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 we're not going to do that. That was just an exercise. We're not going to do that."
Right.
However, people, you need to understand, not only do we have our subs, and we have our subs in the oceans probably most of the time, but what you need to understand is that we also have planes in the air, nuclear
Bombers.
bombers
Mhm.
that give signals back and forth to the sub. And these have been flying around for a month, guys, at least a month.
And it's getting a little bit heavier right now. They're
And
getting a little more uh what's the
yes,
word I want to say? A little more
it's getting a little
prevalent.
serious.
Yep.
Serious. There has been many flights from DC to Colorado Springs, VIP flights.
Mhm.
Also, flights going to St. Louis, because there's a big, huge base there. That's one of
Mhm.
our big nuclear bases, from what I understand. Um, and yeah, there's there the other night they had 7 Blackhawks circling Cheyenne Mountain, and
Mhm.
they've been doing upgrades on. Now, anybody that doesn't know, Cheyenne Mountain is the doomsday place.
It's a
Um,
bunker.
there you go. That's the word I'm looking for. It's the doomsday bunker, where more than likely the president will go, which I learned something interesting. Now, I guess really not, but it makes sense, I guess, is the way I looked at it. Like, if there's an emergency and they have to get, out of DC, they have to have 2 planes, and one for the president, one for the vice president.
Right.
And what I didn't know is that they have to go to 2 different bunkers. Did you know
Well,
that?
I did know that because if something happened to the president, the vice president had to step in. So you can't have them both in the same place. Yes, I did know that.
Right, right.
Hmm.
So, and of course, there's a lot of activity over in Europe. Um, Russia has gained ginormous leaps and bounds in Ukraine. They're knocking on the door of Poland.
Hmm.
Um, it's getting really serious, guys. It's getting really, really serious. We need to make sure that you have a safe place to go to. We need to make sure you have batteries. I mean, everybody's saying food and everything else, but you need batteries. You're going to need water. You're going to need toilet paper, and don't go out on a binge with toilet paper. You probably should look into getting, there's tablets that they have that you can put in any water, and in 30 minutes it'll make it drinkable.
Right.
So you should probably look into getting some of those. You
First
should
aid
also,
kit.
that
Always first aid kit.
that was my next. have a huge, not just band-aids, guys, have gauze, have the big square, bandages, have the wraps, for if you sprain your ankle. I can't think of words tonight. Oh my God, what is happening?
Well,
Um,
it's who wants to talk about all this awful stuff? And then you got to make sure that you have your antibiotic cream and
right,
your peroxide.
right. And
And
if you're on any alcohol too, like
mhm,
both kinds,
right, right.
stock up on your
Yeah,
alcohol.
make sure you got your tequila because you know what you're gonna need it.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
I mean, it's there's a lot. Make sure you have extra blankets. Make sure you have extra sheets. Make sure you have something or a couple of things that you can use as a tourniquet. Make sure you have either a battery operated radio or they do have the wind up ones. It's on Amazon. That's where I got mine from.
Hmm.
Make sure you have that. I mean, we could go on and on. I'm holding back news because I don't want to scare everybody.
It's
Um,
crazy. It's crazy out there.
it's very serious. Oh, and okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. You guys, they have us surrounded. We are
Mhm.
surrounded. Okay.
There is 5 subs around the United States, and there is one in the Gulf. And
Yes, I was gonna say
I live right here on the Gulf Coast. And I got to tell you, not only do I worry about that, but they do a lot of seeding in the clouds and stuff,
yep,
and
yep.
that's where your hail is coming from right now. But we got 2 tropical waves already, and it isn't even hurricane season
No,
yet.
no, and
So,
about that seeding in the clouds, they what they do, guys, is they go up and it's like a crop duster plane and they use silver iodide
mhm,
and they release it in the cloud. So if there's a thunderstorm that's in that cloud,
mhm,
you're going to get it 10 times worse. Why do you think there's an outbreak? Do believe 100% that they are messing with
the weather.
the
They
weather.
are. They
The
are.
rain, the weather, the tornadoes. I'm sure they found a way to do the hurricanes. I mean, how come all of a sudden hurricanes are 4 and 5 category? You don't get a regular 1 or 2. You don't get a 3. You don't get a tropical depression. You don't get a tropical storm. I mean, and this thing is, they're 4 and 5s and they're going all the way up and inward to Tennessee, Kentucky, into Omaha,
Mhm.
places that would never get them, places that would never get any of it. And the flooding. Oh, yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
ask Houston right now. In Houston, there's still so many people without electricity because they just got flooded horrible, and it is so doggone hot right now. It
Mhm.
is so doggone hot, and yeah, yeah, there you go.
Yup. Yep,
You know,
exactly. So, and like I said, there's a ton more information out there. It's not that I'm afraid to tell you guys. Um, I just think it's best to ease into it because for some people that, maybe going across our channel and watching this and they have not a clue what's going on. And let me tell you this too. It has nothing to do with Trump. Trump's not doing nothing. So,
no, no,
yeah.
he's just trying to cover his butt.
Um, but yeah, that's what our lovely government is doing to us. They are
They're using distractions. If I have to hear one more thing about P Diddy, you know, I know he's a horrible man. I already know he is, and I know that he did horrible things to a lot of people. Um, but it's like I was telling Linda. he they've got proof on him. They got proof on everything he's done. He had 200. Think about this. He had 200 cameras in his house. I
Yep.
mean, there wasn't a closet that he wasn't filming.
Right.
And
Right.
but how come he's not in jail yet? Ever ask yourself that? How come he
No.
ain't in jail yet? Well, I got news for you. I think there's a bigger fish to fry here, and
Mhm.
Diddy ain't it. He's
Mm.
gonna be one of them, but he ain't
Right.
it. They want the big one.
Right. And then, of course, everybody heard about the helicopter that went down with the Iranian president and foreign minister on
Hmm.
on it. Um, and now they're saying that it exploded before it went down.
And they
So
said that we did it.
hang on to your hats, guys, because here it comes. Here it.
They, yep, they are tying us to that helicopter
Yep. Yep.
crash.
Yep.
Um,
Exactly. And the other thing is that they are holding a special election for a new president.
over in Iran.
Yes.
Hmm.
They 90 days. And for all you people out there that didn't know, Putin went to the funeral.
Oh, so what are you trying to say? Putin's running Iran right now? It could be. I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing would surprise me.
I don't know, but he's been awfully busy lately because he
Mm,
also flew to China, and him and China had a meeting. Mm,
mm.
and the Russian spokesperson came out and said the meeting between Putin and China will change the demographic of the world.
Oh,
What are
and
they up to, guys? What are they up to?
by the way, China right now, you know how we're talking about how we're surrounded. Well, China has Taiwan surrounded right now.
Oh,
That's
yeah, yeah,
happening.
yeah. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that's happening.
China's surrounded Taiwan. So there you go, guys. We are being hit by every angle, which just reminds me to go back to when my grandmother was alive. And Lord knows she didn't like anybody. Um, but I remember her sitting there, and these are I'm making a quote, so they're not racial,
Mm,
but I remember her sitting there saying, they didn't learn anything from them damn Japs. The only way they're gonna get us is from the inside out. Well, they're inside and now
mhm.
they're out. So you guys.
And they're still inside. They're bringing them in
Mm.
now, because Biden brought in not one, not two, but five 747s. Now that's the biggest airplane that we have, and he brought in five of the Gaza refugees. Now, wait a minute. We already got all these guys going up and down the street screaming and hollering free Palestine and whatever. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. You want to free it? Go over there and get it free. But when in America do as Americans do, don't take your flag and change ours. Don't take ours down and put yours up, because you know what? That ain't right. I'm sorry. That ain't right.
No, no, no. And to be honest, that is one thing that is really, out of everything that's going on, what really is making me angry is these people that are changing their flags to have that stupid, what is it, 8-point star on it. They're changing their flags, and they're taking down the American flag and putting up their flag. They're putting up that damn Palestine flag, and I'm sorry. This
Mm-mm,
is making me so angry because I mean, I was never into politics. I was never into history. I was
mm,
never into any of that. Not
mm-mm.
at all. And it really wasn't until maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more, that I started to sit up and be like, hey, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
That
Yeah,
ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't
right,
right.
right.
Mm.
And they're going, you know, and I know we discussed this before with the African American and the Hispanic American and the Latino American. Can we all just be American, damn it? If
Yeah.
you were born
Thank you.
here,
You're
I mean,
American.
I don't say I'm Italian American. I don't say I'm Polish American. You
Well,
know,
I'd have to say I'm a Heinz 57 American because I got so many different bloodlines that I mean, come on. Come on,
right.
give it to me. Give me your best shot. So
Exactly.
it's
Exactly.
just best I'd just say, you know what, I'm American and I think everybody else here is just American too.
Right. Now,
Um,
if you want to know where my family came from, yeah, it came from Poland. And, I mean, we just recently found out, maybe 10 years ago, that, we were told that our ancestors came over from Poland. Well, yeah, they did, but we weren't told that we're Polish Russian. We were on the border of Russia and Poland.
well, and they want you to send your DNA in so they can tell you exactly what kind of nationalities you are or
That's
whatever.
never going to
You
happen.
know
You're
what?
not getting my DNA.
You ain't getting my DNA. I'm sorry, cause that kind of creeps me out. That
Yeah, I already have enough people that when I'm out and about, I already have enough people saying, "Don't I know you?" No, we've never met. There's
no,
somebody that looks just like you. No, no,
no,
we've never met. So, there's enough
mm-mm.
doppelgangers out there that we don't need clones or robots or whatever, however they want to take and twist your DNA. No, thank
Mm-mm.
you. If I do something, I want to know I did it. I don't want to know that my DNA is out there for the world to get at. And for one, it is a wonderful thing for you. Like if you were adopted and you really want to meet your family or your parents or your whatever. It's a wonderful thing if you want to put your DNA out there. But when the military is telling you, don't do it, what's
Well,
that say?
and I gotta say, at this point, does it really matter what percentage of what I am? What if it came back? You're 90% redneck. Well, I already know that.
Right.
So they don't have to
I
tell me
mean,
anything. I already know I'm 90% redneck,
because
10% intelligent. No, I ain't gonna go there. I'm probably a little bit more than that. But come on, guys. What
right, right. And
they don't need that stuff from me. They
no,
don't need that
no.
stuff from me.
And don't think for 1 minute that they're not behind those DNA tests. They
Oh, they
have
want to know.
other things that they have their greedy little hands in, so don't think for 1 minute that what makes the government not able to create ancestry? Oh, it's a wonderful thing. Learn and be blah 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 blah. I mean, and what do you believe? Because let me tell you, my son did one. His sister-in-law sent it to them for Christmas a couple years ago, my older son. And I was told that his dad was Native American and his mom was Polish.
Mhm,
I'm sorry, Italian. His
mhm,
his his grand my son's grandparents were
mhm,
supposed to be Native American and Italian.
mhm.
My son had not one drop of Native American in him, and it said he was, like 30% Egyptian,
I know they throw some real weird ones out there.
and
Someone's
here's the real
Norwegian.
kicker,
Hmm.
he's 8% other.
Yeah, what is other?
He says, "See, I told you I was alien." What is
See?
8% other? What
Yeah,
is other?
that's kind of a good question there. That's
Mm,
somebody that never sent their DNA in there so that nobody knows what they are. That's probably me. I'm that other.
Right. So, do you believe these DNA tests or do you believe what you were told? Because then, of course, my son got upset and he's like, "So my whole life was a lie?"
No, no. I mean,
You know,
I believe what my mom and dad told me about me. They said that I was Irish and English and German, and I mean, they
well,
know
I'll
what
tell
they
you this,
are. So,
his grandfather looked like Sitting Bull.
well,
He
there
looked
you
just like
go. If that
Sitting
ain't
Bull.
enough to tell you that he's Native American, there ain't nothing else that's going to tell you that.
He did. He looked just like Sitting Bull. And, um, I I'm flabbergasted. I mean, he believes me when I tell him that he's Native American and Italian, but this DNA test is telling him something else. So, I mean, you would have to question it. You really would. It's like, well, did my family lie? Are they really something else and they're not? I mean, where would he get Egyptian from? My family was nowhere near Egypt. My grandfather, his parents came over from Italy, and my other set of grandparents came over from Poland. So my dad was pure Polish, and my mom, because of my grandmother, had a little mix with the Italian. But, you know, I mean, really? Come on. What do you know? So this is, you guys, you got to start being smart. I'm not saying you're stupid.
No, just gotta look beyond the picture.
Right,
Look
and
look beyond what's
be
going on.
careful what you put out there, because
Mhm.
once it's out there forever.
Mhm.
Totally forever.
Mhm.
Because somebody told me, if you can believe this or not, I had put a picture probably on AOL or something when everybody was doing that, and, I mean, now we're going back to 1990s.
Mhm.
And they found a picture of me. I mean, it was not a bad picture. It was just a picture of me. And they showed it to me. And it's like, that is me.
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it
Now that
amazing?
was
It's
30
almost
years
scary.
ago.
That's pretty scary.
That was 30 years ago.
Mhm.
And that's before the internet was, you know, really developed. Come on, guys.
It's well, let me say something. You know that I truly believe that this is a spiritual war. Bible talked
Oh
about it
yeah.
all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh
Bible
yeah.
talked about it all the time. Said, you know what? This is what we got ready, and this is what's getting ready to happen, and this is going to happen, and that is going to happen. But I do my studies and my prayers, and today I read. And of course, I'm not going to probably be able to say it exactly verbatim, word for word, what it said. But you know what it did say is it said, and I also believe that God wanted me to read that for a reason. But it said, when times are bad, and they're going to get bad, and they're going to get real bad, the time is not yet. The time is not yet. Everybody out there is throwing out, you know what? Jesus is coming and he's coming tomorrow. Jesus is going to be here in the next week. Jesus is coming. Well, it says no man will ever know when Jesus is coming, but Jesus is coming tomorrow, or Jesus is coming the next day, or Jesus is going to be here before the end of the year. No, it says when it gets bad, and it'll get real bad, it it's still not time. It's
Right.
still not yet. It's still
Right.
not yet. So,
Right.
we got a lot
And,
of things to go
and
through.
I think a lot of misconception too is how you interpret the Bible, because the dragon with not the dragon, the monster with the heads. I mean, people,
The
come on,
beast with the 10 horns and the yeah.
it's not going to be an actual monster.
No.
You've got companies like pharmaceuticals, big tech. Those are going to be your 10-headed monsters. And what trickles down is going to be the horns. I mean, I'm not trying to give everybody a religious lesson, but I mean, come to reality. The only thing that you're going to see is you're going to see Jesus Christ. But I guarantee you, he's not going to look the way you think he does.
Well, you know what, Linda? I got something to tell you that I saw the other day on the internet and I almost wanted to laugh. Okay, and if you don't believe me, look it up because it's out there and I thought somebody has really lost their mind. It said, look, Jesus has shown himself right here in Israel. There he is. See, you know what? They have holographic ways to do holographic stuff. And you
Okay.
don't think
And
that they're going to try to scare you and tell you,
and
look, he's shown up.
and do you really think he's going to be wearing a robe and sandals?
Well, I don't know what he's going to be wearing, but I
That's
know
what
one
I'm
thing.
saying. I highly doubt he'll be wearing a robe and sandals. I
But
mean, like here, what if he comes in the middle of November? He would freeze his little tootsies off
I
in
will.
sandals.
And I'm going to tell you also, the Bible says that when Jesus shows his self, all eyes will see him.
Right,
All eyes will see him. It doesn't say that just Israel's going to see him. It says all eyes will see him.
right,
Well,
right.
I didn't see him. I haven't seen him yet. I'm so happy, KMM. Did you smell that? Did you smell that new soap? Or have you opened the package yet? That new soap smells so good. That's goat milk soap, by the way. Sorry, had to throw that in there.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Go for it.
Um, but yeah, no, it says all eyes will see him,
Right,
and
right,
yeah, it doesn't say he's just going to show himself to people from Israel.
right, right. Exactly.
I mean,
You know, I
mm-mm,
mean,
mm-mm.
I for all we know, he could be on Earth, and then the next thing you know, it's like a Hollywood movie, blam, from a satellite. I'm here. You don't know. I mean, you just don't know how it's going to happen. You don't know when it's going to happen. But I do know this much. That's the only person besides the Father that can put an end to all of this.
That's right.
I'm so glad I'm on the good side of that
Yeah,
because
me too.
I would not want to get slapped with the hand of God. No.
Uh, that you know what? I've been whooped before. I've been whooped by a belt. I'll be honest. Probably deserved it. In fact, I can tell you honestly, I deserved every one I got.
Right.
Probably deserved more than that. But no, I'll take that whooping by a belt before I'll take that whooping from Jesus. Forget that. That really hurt.
Because he don't even have to lay a hand on you.
Yeah. And you know what? They said, I was thinking about it the other day. I thought, you know what? When Jesus came into this world, he came in as a meek lamb, right? You know what it says? He came in as a meek lamb,
Right.
and and then he tried to show love to everyone and teach everyone how to get along, and they crucified him. The only
Right.
perfect person to ever walk the face of the earth, and they crucified him. So
Right.
they say when he comes back, he's going to come back as a roaring lion. Well, heck yeah, I don't blame him. I would too.
Well, and you know what cracks me up is these people that say he wasn't perfect. He went into the temple and turned tables over. No, what they don't understand is two things. He was human, and he
And
had
they were
and he had
gambling. And
exactly, and
they
he
were
had feelings,
gambling.
and they were gambling in the
The
temple.
temple. It's like, okay, well, you know what? You're not going to make my father's house a den of thieves. Yeah,
Right,
he got a little perturbed there. Yeah.
right. I mean,
Hmm.
think about it. What would you do if you came home and your teenagers were having a big, huge party?
And they turned it into a casino.
No, not even if they were just having a party, drinking and being wild and being stupid, and
Animal
kids
House.
yeah, kids in the
Oh,
corner making out, and who knows, God knows what going on in other rooms.
oh my word.
What would you do?
Yeah, I would probably do more than turn over tables. I'm telling you that right now.
Right.
So
Exactly.
he was a lot better than I would be.
Exactly. They're really lucky that that's all he did was turn the tables over, and just saying I mean, think of what he really could do if he could do miracles.
Lightning bolts. You know what? Lightning bolts could have came down and just crushed them all right there.
Think about
Oh
what
yeah.
he could have done. What he could have done.
You
I
know.
mean, so
Mm-mm-mm.
that fight doesn't float with me, because he got angry. I mean,
No.
he got angry at God. How many times did he curse him while he was out roaming for 40 days?
Mhm.
You know?
Well, and then also right before he was crucified, he did ask the Lord. He said, "Father, please take this from me. Don't
Right.
make me have to do this. Please take this from me." But you know what? He did it anyway, and he did it for you, and he did it for me, and he did it for everybody else. And whether they believe it or not, they did it for them too.
Right.
Um,
And that's why
so
none of us will ever understand, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care who you are. I
mm-mm.
guarantee at least 90% of the people would have turned around and said, "I'm good. I'm good. I give up. I'm done."
Oh
To
yeah.
take the abuse that he took,
Oh,
hmm,
I know. I know. I know.
you know,
I cry every time I watch that. I just for a man, well, he was more than a man, but to go through
right,
everything that he went through for me, it
right,
just breaks my heart. Am I worth
right,
all that? I must
right,
be worth a lot to him for him to go through all that, 'cause, I don't even believe I'm worth that much.
right, right. Yep.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I know. I know. So, but anyway, guys, like I said, you can
Sorry,
look the
back to the news.
right, right. You can look the information up. Um, and like I said, we're not here to put fear in you guys. Not at all. We're trying to give you a heads up to be prepared. Make sure you have your ducks in a row. Make sure you have, if you can, because Lord knows I can't. So, I'm going to have all the salt, flour, and sugar in the world. If you can have some cash,
Mhm,
you know,
mhm.
um, and I'm willing to believe at some point, even if you have change that would help you.
Oh, sure. I
That I
think
do
you're
have. I have a big jug of change, big
eh,
jug of change.
I think you're gonna
So,
be able to barter with just about anything.
right, right. Thank God I got so many shoes. Ha!
You and Nelda Marcos.
Oh, you guys wouldn't believe how many shoes I have.
I want you to know, KMM, that's why I'm making so much soap. I'm gonna barter with my soap.
Yeah, you
Here,
probably could. You
here.
probably could.
I don't know, but you know what? I just try to prep and get and do the best I can.
Mhm. Right.
Hmm.
Right. That's all we can do, because there's nothing we can do. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I mean, okay, here's a statistic that I found out today that really, really shocked me.
Hmm.
And this was in 2017. This statistic came out when we were 241 years old here in the USA.
Hmm.
Out of those 241 years, We have been at war for 222 years.
Yeah, on foreign soil.
Well, and we've still been at war.
No,
You
you're
know?
right. You're right. Um, but it says it will it will soon come to our it will somehow come to our land. It's gonna come to
Mhm.
us. It's gonna
Oh,
come
yeah.
to us.
We've had it too easy according to them, you know.
And they're working on it. And they're
Mhm.
working real hard on it. You know,
Mhm.
KMM, I don't know when you got here, but we were just telling everyone, there's five Russian subs around the United States, different areas, and they've already spotted I don't know how many nuclear bombers from Europe
Yep.
flying over.
Yep.
Um, they think that we're the ones that killed their Iranian president. I knew that
More
was
recap
coming.
with KMM, and I'll be right back. I gotta go
Right.
take care of something real quick.
Okay. I I told everybody that that was going to happen, that we were going to be blamed for that helicopter crash. And actually, come to find out, it didn't even crash, it blew up before it hit the ground. And they're saying that the United States was we did something to their helicopter before. It was us. We were the one that did it. So, you know, you know what? I do too, KMM. I do too. And then, I just saw on TV, they're going to bring back the draft. They're going to bring back the draft because, you know what? Nobody wants to go to be in the military right now. God bless your nephew for being in there. But nobody wants to go be in the military because our government are acting a fool. So now they're going to bring back the military or they're going to bring back the draft and force them. That ain't right. I think we should put Biden on the front line. Him and Nancy Pelosi and all those crazy people that are starting all these problems. Put them on the front line. Don't put my nephew, your nephew, or anyone else's nephew, or any of my grandkids or anybody else if they don't want to. Now, if you're going to bring it here, uh, all right, now that's a different story. Be ready to fight. My son, bless him, would go in the military. I know he would. But you know what? You tell your son that Caddy Connie said, we're going to need him here. We're going to need all the people we can here because they're trying to bring all these people in to infiltrate our country, and it's not good. It's not good, but like I said, this is what I got to say about that. When it really gets bad, and it isn't even close to being bad yet, but when it gets real bad, it's still not yet the time. So, we'll fight. Do you know this is a proven fact? Do you know why? Um, it is a little kind of worrisome in Texas, but I'm going to tell you something. Do you know why they have never this they have never brought war to the United States? This is a good trivia question. Do you know why they never brought war to the United States?
Probably because of our military.
No, because they say too many of the Americans are packing.
That was another thing I wanted to say. If you have a gun or guns, get ammo. Get ammo, get ammo, get ammo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just be
And
ready.
this is me just throwing this in here because I was thinking about it. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get some plywood and have it pre-cut for your windows.
Well, you know what? Where I live, we already got that
Right,
happening,
right.
and
Well,
I'm ahead of y'all there, because I've already had to put that up on my windows a
well,
couple
yeah,
times.
yeah.
But I might be putting it up before too long too, because we got two tropical waves coming, and I mean, it's like already, come on,
I
and it's.
know.
Can't we wait? Can't we wait? Yeah, things are already ramping up.
Yeah, the KMM. You missed the if I think you missed the first part. Um, we are
We're
surrounded. We're
Yeah, that's what I
surrounded
was
by
telling
China
her.
and Russia.
I was telling her that. I was
Yeah,
telling her.
yeah, it's ramping up, and
Mhm.
Russian troops are going full tilt
Mhm.
towards Ukraine. Um, they're
Well,
they're gaining it. I'm going to tell you something. I was watching a prepper on YouTube the other night, and on his live feed chat. Now, I can't prove one way or another, but this person said he was a Navy SEAL
mhm.
and they were hiding um in Ukraine. I can't pronounce the name of the city they were in. They were out of ammunition, they were out of everything, and they were trying to get somewhere safe. And
Hey,
there was explosions going off around them. Now, is it true? I don't know. But if it is, and they ran out of, ammunition, I mean, the Navy SEALs are bad. They're badass, but they're not that bad. Excuse me. They
um,
still can take a bullet like the rest of us.
when do I see it ramping up? I'm going to tell you exactly when I see it ramping up. It's on the rampage right now. And
Yep.
it was like I was telling Linda. Uh, these people, they they always have to have a special time or date or something. Like when they did 9/11, it was an emergency 911. They knew that that was our emergency number 911. Um, I worry about every holiday that ever comes up. I worry about this weekend because Memorial Day is coming up and it's right around the corner. That'd be a perfect time for them, wouldn't it? Our military would be sitting here
Mhm.
celebrating our military. Um, or Christmas because we celebrate the birth of Jesus. Or, I mean, you never know. You never know. But I'm going to tell you, it's knocking on our door, and it ain't long. It ain't long. It's
No.
it's
No,
going to
not at
be
all.
this year. It's going to be this year. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be this
Right.
year.
And did you tell KMM that China had Taiwan surrounded?
No, I didn't get that far. Yeah, China's got Taiwan surrounded, and Marshmallow Head said we're going to get involved in that too. He said we're going to protect Taiwan. We can't be the world's police.
No.
This
No.
man needs to understand that we cannot be the world's police.
Mm-mm.
We got to
Mm-mm.
take care of our own. They say you got to take care of your own house before you can take care of anybody else's. Because if you don't take care of your house, soon you're going to need help.
Do you know how many wars that the United States was the one to declare war? How many wars that we've declared?
Um, how many we have declared?
Yes.
There's no telling. How many have we declared? One
11.
out of the 200 and some of them.
222. We've declared war out to 11 of them. Hmm.
World War One, World War Two,
Civil War.
Civil War. Yeah, we were fighting each other at that time.
Yeah.
Crazy,
I'm
crazy.
thinking maybe the War of 1912 too might be one.
You know what, KMM, you're awful lucky to have your brother in his special forces. I'm sure he's been filling your head full of all kinds of stuff, and he's told you to be prepared
Good. That's
because
good to know.
I'm telling you,
Yep.
it's time. I'm going to give a shout out to somebody on here. His name is Monkey Works. and it's not like works, WORKS, it's works, WERX. And you know what? Let me tell you something. He's a good one to watch. He's a
Yeah.
real good one to watch, and he's retired. He's a
Right.
retired Air Force mechanic and something else, I think. But yeah,
Mhm.
and he tells right now he says, you know what, guys, be ready, it's coming, be
And you
ready.
know what? You know what, guys? If you really want to get to the nitty-gritty and know more than we put out there, start looking up preppers on YouTube.
New York prepper.
New York prepper, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Start looking. There's a lot of preppers out there,
Mm-hmm.
and look them up. But like, do the ones that have the information to support, or have the stuff to support what they're saying. You
Right.
know,
Right.
they, because New York prepper, he has that, when they give, which is something that's been happening a lot, that they have been giving out nuclear codes. So he has the machine that gets the EAMs. How? I don't know. I think
Oh, he's
he's
got a radio is what he's got. He's
right,
got a
but I think
radio,
he's
and you can hear.
ex-military too,
Yep.
and he's got sources all over the world.
Yep. And he's been doing, you can hear the Morse code going in the background.
Yep,
Yep.
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 So make sure you're watching somebody like that, and make sure that it's real, and see how many viewers they have, and how many subscribers they have, because I mean, give everybody a chance. Hello, we're trying to make it out here. Um, but just be careful of who you're watching and what you're watching.
Right. Right. Because you know what? Really, it's not time to be afraid yet. It's time to be smart. And
Right.
and it's like Monkey Work says, he always says, just keep it chill, keep it cold, keep it ready. Just be
Right.
ready. Just be ready. Keep it frosty is what he says. Keep it frosty.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? That's all we got going for us right now. There's so many crazy people out there and crazy things going on. Do you know, I was looking it up. All right. So you have to live, if you are an immigrant, if you're an immigrant from another country and you came here, and if you came here legally, all right, let's get that straight. Legally, because we got so many that aren't here that aren't supposed to be here. But if you were here legally, do you know that you have to be here 3 years legally before you're allowed to vote? You have to be here 3 years before you're allowed to vote.
Which I don't even understand that, because why don't you have to be a citizen?
Well,
I
I
don't
think, yeah,
understand.
I think maybe they got 3 years to become a citizen. I don't know, but I'll tell you this: Texas is giving out registrations for voters, just like you hand out candy at Halloween. And I am so afraid that they're getting ready to flip our state,
Yeah.
because I think it's going to happen, and that scares me to death. They're going to cheat.
And
They're
it's
going to cheat,
funny because I think we're
or
gonna
they're going to
flip.
try.
I think we're gonna flip to red.
Well, I hope somebody does. I don't want to. I don't want us to flip. I want us to stay right where we
Yeah.
are.
Right. Right.
So I
Exactly.
don't trust. I don't trust. I don't trust. I'm sorry. I trust a lot of things, but I don't trust that.
Nope.
You know.
Nope. 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 I mean, I'm not saying that. That uh, the Republicans have always done the right thing, because we've
Well,
had
see, there you go. Now how does that work? He's Turkish and he's been here 12 years and he still can't vote. But these guys can run across our border and we can give them, just because they've got a social security number, because they got to go to work, they got to have a social security number. They get to vote.
I know somebody, his birthday's tomorrow. He's turning 66, and he's been here since he was 2, and he can't vote.
Yeah, see, none of it makes any sense.
And he's a permanent resident.
Well, in the last election, Mickey Mouse voted, and I didn't even know he lived.
Yeah.
I always thought he was a imaginary character, but he voted last time.
Yeah, KMM, he doesn't he has a permanent resident. I don't know if that's the same thing as a green card, but yeah, he has a permanent resident card. So, yeah, then I don't understand because I always thought you had to be a citizen to vote.
I know there's ways you can't vote. I know that if you're a felon, you can't vote. They'll take that from you. You can't vote if you're a felon.
Right. Right. So, most of the people that have come over here are felons.
We don't even know what they are. Do you know what they are? I don't know what they are. They don't even know what they are.
Exactly.
And a lot of them that came over to better their life want to go home now because you know what? They said, we came here to work and we can't even get a job. It's like, wasn't so great, was it? It's something else. It's something else.
You can't get a job because you don't have a social security card.
Oh, they're giving those out over here in Texas like water too. Here, you want a social security card? You're gonna give you a social security card. I mean, it's something else. I don't know if you've ever heard of it's called the Strawman account. You ever heard of the Strawman account? It's on your birth certificate, you have a number. And every person that was born and has a number on it has an account, right? Because our government made this straw man account. And this is how they borrow money. This is how we get so far in debt because they borrow money against us. See, look it up. It's called straw man account. And what they do is they figure, well, they've got X amount of people and they'll make X amount of money from the time they're able to work till the time they die. So we're going to have X amount of money. Yeah, they're borrowing against us.
Well,
and you can look up your own and how much is in your account by going to the Social Security.
And the other thing about that is what people don't realize. When your parents get your birth certificate, that's not the original. The government has the original birth certificate.
Of course it is because they were like cattle.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It says original document on it, but it's not. It's not.
But you know what? I'm going to tell you this. Just to put a little good news in your ear here. I mean, we're not even supposed to be paying taxes.
Right. I know.
Because the taxes came around when we borrowed money. But of course, they just keep borrowing money from everybody and we never get out of debt. But as soon as we paid off the Brits, then that was the end of our taxes. Well, it just keeps going on and on and on. But I'm going to tell you this. This is something I know. There's some things that I know, and I just know. It's not like I've read it. I just know it.
Mm-hmm.
And before too long, you're going to be getting a whole lot of money because it's all going to come back to us. The government's going to have to pay us back for every dime they ever took from us. I guarantee you. I can guarantee you right now, as sure as I'm sitting here, that that's what's going to happen.
Look, I read one time that, and it wasn't just too long ago. I mean, it's been within the last year or so. The United States makes so much money every day. There's no reason for us to be in debt, borrow money, or any other thing. We don't need to be paying taxes. They make that much money every day.
Well, when he quit, okay, so then he quit drilling for oil. All right. So now we're buying our oil, and he's using our reserve, by the way. Oh, and you know what? And I bet Linda, uh, I said, bet Linda, I'm gonna make a bet with you right now. Now I don't know what gas is where you are, KMM. What's gas a gallon where you're at? Because gas here is $2.93 a gallon right now. Today. Tomorrow morning, I can guarantee you I'm going to wake up and it's going to be 3:15, and by Monday it's going to be 3:69 because it's a holiday. Guaranteed. Because they
It's
don't want anyone to.
359 to 369 here right now.
So see, you'll be over $4. They don't want anybody going anywhere. Don't go have any fun. So yeah, you watch. It'll be
Yep.
way over $3.
Okay.
Okay. Just for fun, you look and see how that 339 changes in the next 3 days. And then come Tuesday, watch it drop. It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It just keeps fluctuating. But when you're using your reserves,
But gouging us is illegal.
well, there's a lot of things that are illegal that he's doing. You don't send money to one country and then tell them to send you a check back either.
Ah, you know what I saw today? The
Mhm.
State Department is sending money to the Taliban.
Oh, good. Well, no wonder Biden gave them all of our equipment.
Hold on to your hats, guys, because this is where we're headed. What I think the thing that people don't realize is we're funding both ends of the war.
We're funding all ends of the war to everyone.
Be it with
Everyone.
the military equipment, the money.
Yep.
We are funding both sides.
Our
So we're
troops, we're
making
sending our
money hand over
troops.
foot. We're making money hand over foot.
Yep. Yep.
And, so yeah, of course, Bidenomics is working for them
Sure.
because it makes sense.
Okay, let me tell you
We
this.
all
Let
know
me
war
give
means
you
money.
let me give you a little history lesson here. I love this story. All right. So, the Rothschilds, of course, everybody knows Rothschilds. You know how they got their money? Let me explain to you how they became the Rothschilds. All right. Well, see, Daddy or Grandpa Rothschild or whoever, way back when, he was in Germany. He was from Germany. And he decided he had three sons, and he decided that they were going to move to England, and they moved to England, and he figured out a scam where he could open a bank, right? He was first one to open the Bank of London. And what he did is he put his oldest son in that one, and then he took and he put his other son in Germany, and he put his other son in France. And then I don't know where he was at. He was probably on the Caribbean cruise, but whatever. And he's got all of his kids there, right? Well, the bank, the bank was the one that funded that war with the Brits against Germany, right? So
Right.
they funded the British people, but they also funded the German people, right? This one
Mhm.
bank. Okay. Then the older son, knowing that England was getting ready to win, he went out there and they had these war bonds. And he
Mhm.
got out there and he told everybody, I'm selling my war bonds and I'm selling them for a penny. Because you know what? We're getting ready to lose and it's going to be tomorrow or the next day or whatever. I'm selling them for a penny a piece. Well, everybody heard about, got scared and sold all their bonds for a penny. And guess who bought them? The Rothschilds. Picked them all up, and then not too long after that, they announced that England won. That's how the Rothschilds became one of the richest family in the world. Now, What does Biden think he can do that by funding everybody here? We don't got that kind of money, and it's too much going on there. You can't do that again.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I just want to know how all these people are getting to be rich in our government and our district attorneys, and you know they make 100 and some thousand, $200,000 a year, but they're worth millions.
Well, you know why? Because they're doing the same thing that Martha Stewart went to prison for. They know what they're buying and what they're not supposed to buy, and you know what? And it is sad. Uh, Insider trading is against the law, and money
For you and I,
laundering is against the law.
for you and I,
Well, it should be against the law for Hunter and that family there. You know, I'm going to tell you guys something that happened the other day, and I thought, oh my God, this is really kind of crazy. Have you ever watched? Sometimes you look at Joe and he looks kind of goofy, and he looks like he's like in outer space or he's somewhere in another world, and he's looking around and whatever, and then all of a sudden you might say something
licking his
stupid,
ice
and then
cream.
yeah, or doing something stupid or say something stupid, and then they rush him off. Have you ever really looked at him right next to his brother Jim? They look an awful lot alike. And it wouldn't take a whole lot to not put old Jim Buddy right in his spot where nobody'd ever know the difference.
And he's also like 10 years younger.
Yeah, well, 11 or 12 years younger. He's quite a bit younger. So,
Yeah. Yep.
so if this debate goes off and Marshmallow Head is smarter than Attack,
Yeah.
let's just call it. Let's call him Jim. Say, come on,
You know,
Jim, because it
before
ain't
we
Joe.
before we went live tonight, I had on you know, Mr. Trump's it was supposed to be a meeting, but it turned into a rally because there wasn't supposed to be that many people there, but it turned out like everything else, tons of people there.
Whatever he holds
And
ever.
he said that they came to him. Did you see this part, Connie?
Mm.
They came to him and said, "Do you want to do this debate? It's through CNN." And he's like, "Yep, I'll do it." And they're like, "But sir, it's, CNN with their moderators, and they're this and they're that, and you know." And he's like, "I'll do it." And they says, "Well, why would you want to do that?"
Well, because he thinks he's getting ready to debate the real Joe.
No. He said he's doing it because if he said no, then Biden's side would say, "See, we tried to debate him and
Oh,
he
that's
was just
probably right too.
irrational and wouldn't do it."
You know what? That's probably right too. I already got news for you. CNN's already got the questions already typed up, and they're already in Biden's hands, and
Oh, of
they're
course.
already figuring out the answers right now to whatever they're going to say. Um,
Of course.
it is the most corrupt, crooked thing I've ever seen in my life. It makes him look good, and then they said that before the debate, they want him to take a drug test because they think they give him something to make him more alert. You know, guys, let's be honest. Plain and simple. We know he's incognito. We know he's got dementia, and he runs around the White House naked at night. Now that's traumatizing.
Right.
That
Right.
would
Well,
traumatize
and
me.
you know how you can tell that he's just doesn't have all his ducks in a row is by the way he walks, because there's two ways he walks.
He shuffles.
He shuffles, but then other times he walks normal, like a
That's,
normal man would.
well, because I'm telling you, there's not just one, there's two. I think they got a double form that they use in
Mhm.
different because I look at that Joe Biden and I know when it's the dumb one. You can
Oh
tell
yeah,
when it's the dumb one right away.
he's
And
got
then
that
all of
deer
this,
in headlights look.
yeah, and then all of a sudden you see him and he's like he's all perky and can answer all kinds of questions, and I want to go, mm-mm, mm-mm, that ain't the Joe that's running this country. In fact, Joe ain't running this country anyway. We
Hmm.
all know it. We all know. We know who's running this country. Obama said he wanted to sit in the basement and have himself a puppet, and that's exactly what
Right,
happened.
right,
But
right.
but you know, who am I to say? I just speculate. It's all conspiracy theory.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't believe that it's conspiracy theory. I think it's a proven fact, and I think P Diddy is nothing but a big distraction.
Mm. There's a lot of distractions right now. I mean, for all we know, the subs could be distractions because
They could
they
be.
said, they
Could
said
be.
that Russia put up um, a satellite and they think it has nuclear weapons on it, so they can direct it anywhere they want.
See, you never
And
know. You don't know
Russia's
what's going on.
denying, denying, denying.
Well, and didn't you tell me that Germany? They said that they were going to shoot Netanyahu or put
No,
hit.
ICC.
Yeah.
If Germany said if ICC puts a warrant out for Netanyahu, that they'll turn him in. I don't know how Germany's going to do that, but yeah.
See, guys, all of this is a bunch of nonsense. And I gotta tell you another thing. I never laughed so hard as I did today when I was watching that that Garner, what's his name? That they're trying to get for they're trying to get him for the same thing they got Peter Navarro for not showing up at
Oh,
subpoena the
yeah, I know who you're talking about.
and so I was watching the committee, and Marjorie Taylor Greene said something, and then this other lady said something, and Marjorie Taylor Greene just says whatever she feels like saying. She said, the lady said, "Do you know what we're doing here? Do you know why we're even here? Do you even know? Do you even know? Why are you bringing that up? Do you even know?" And Marjorie Taylor Greene said, "I think your fake eyelashes are getting in the way of everything." I never laughed so hard in all my life, but they spent 2 hours on who had fake eyelashes and who dyed their hair blonde, and let's take a vote on it. And I thought, it's a good thing these people aren't getting paid by the hour. Because,
I like her. I like her, but you know, these are the people running this country.
well, she's a little, I think she's just flat getting aggravated.
Well,
Uh,
I
you know,
understand that, but I mean,
well, and then you got AOC going, no, oh, no, 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 baby girl. No, 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 baby girl. You ain't going there today, baby girl. And I'm like, what is going on? What is going on in our House of Representatives? What they are, aren't they a classy bunch?
it'd be interesting to see who's older, AOC or Marjorie Green.
Oh, AOC's only like 38 years old. She might be 40. She's not very old.
But how old?
Marjorie's getting ready to be 50.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Yep. She's getting ready. She was all happy to tell them that because they told her that she had bleach blonde hair and a butch whatever body or whatever. And
Absolutely, KMM. Absolutely.
yeah, it's just a bunch of children
It
up
is.
there fighting.
It is. It is.
But then they said that they had some people back there drinking during the break. So who knows?
Well,
Maybe
I'm
they
sure
had
they all do.
they're probably all drinking back there
They,
at lunchtime, and
I mean,
you know.
remember watching those old shows and old movies where the guy sitting behind the desk opens his drawer and he's got a bar in there? I'm sure they all have that. I mean, look
You
at
know
Nancy
what?
Pelosi. She couldn't go a day without
She
drinking and swearing.
she was another one that was, you know, it's a big old party going on up there, and gosh darn it, I'm missing it. And you're
Right?
absolutely right, KMM. You know what our forefathers are turning over in their grave, going, "Dear God in heaven, what the heck is happening to
You
our
know,
Congress?"
I
They're,
would like to get a
they're having a
job.
big old party, and everybody's getting
Right,
drunk and telling everybody off, and
right. Wouldn't you love a job where you could make $175,000 a year to get drunk and tell people off all day? And tell them, I think your eyelashes are in the way. I think you need to quit bleaching your hair because the bleach is going to your brain.
Oh no, and don't you go there. Not today, baby girl. Not today, baby girl. You ain't going there today, baby girl. Cause you know why? Cause I said, what? All right, you know what? I think I would have had to stand up and say, all right, y'all need to shut up. And you need to shut up right now. And let's start with you, Raskin. Don't say another damn word. I don't even want you to open your mouth. Because we have business to take care of.
And
And
you know
this
what's
ain't
so
it.
funny? The men just sit there.
Oh,
They just sit
Raskin
there.
always talks. Raskin's always talking. He's always saying something stupid too. I want to tell him to shut up, but I mean, it's you got the few of them. You can name them. The one that's not on the committee is Matt Gates, or he probably would have gotten up and said something too. They just everybody just wants to tell everybody off. Nobody can get along with nobody, and it's like they're wasting our time and
Exactly.
our money,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly. E I
So
mean,
why not have a big party and get drunk? You might as well, because you ain't getting
yeah,
anything else done.
yeah. I mean, I wonder if they decide whose office they go to for lunch.
Well, let me tell you, it is all a bunch of garbage. And I'm going to tell you something else, too. You know good and well, as sure as I'm sitting here, that Nancy Pelosi was drunker than a skunk when she got up and ripped up Trump's speech.
Oh, gee.
She was just as She was. She was as drunk as a skunk. She just thought she was going to show herself and look what I can do because I'm Speaker of the House. Well, you know what,
'Cause you're a
Nancy?
child.
Well, your dad was also a mob boss, so you know what? I don't know what else to say. Learn from the best.
Right.
Oh,
Her
it's
whole family.
crazy.
Her whole family. Well, I did that report on them a week or two ago. The whole family, the Pelosi's whole family was on the wrong side of the tracks. And then, she has the nerve to stand up there and say, I don't want to be associated with my daddy.
No, well, that's a little bit too late because everybody knows it. But you know what? I really thought was kind of funny that they kept on the down low and kept it really hush hush. Nancy Pelosi's daughter was the caregiver to that one lady that was up there in the Senate that passed away. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi's daughter was her caretaker.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, what was her name? Doggone it, I thought I'd never forget it. But yeah, she
The
just died.
old one?
Not Ruth Ginsburg, but the other one. Yeah,
Okay.
that was not
One
her,
in
but
the
the other
wheelchair.
old one. Yeah, her, her. She was her caretaker. Nancy Pelosi's daughter was.
I didn't know that.
So I'm sure that Nancy Pelosi's daughter and her had lots of many talks, and she wasn't with it either. And she probably just went right along with what Nancy told her to tell her. And what a mess! What a mess. We need some young people. Well, not too young. We don't want them too young, but can we get some middle aged people in there? We don't want them. All right.
I mean, here's the thing though, middle-aged. I have 2 middle-aged sons, okay?
Mm, mm,
And they see the way that we did things and they see what's up and coming,
uh,
and they're just a bucket of mess themselves
Well, okay.
when it
Well,
comes
maybe,
to
maybe
politics and stuff.
let's say about 50s.
Okay.
All right, let's say about 50. Because you know what? AOC is too young. And Omar shouldn't even be in there because I thought you had to be a citizen of the United States, even being a Senate, but I guess not.
I guess
And,
so.
well, I guess not because she's not. She's from Somalia.
Mhm.
And so, but Mitch McConnell, God bless you. You've done your job. You need to go. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to move on. They made retirement age at 67 for a reason. And how old is he? 100?
Maybe. He is retiring. He's retiring in November.
Well, doggone it, it's about time. He should have retired about 20 years ago.
20.
Him and I don't know, there's some old guys up there in the Supreme Court too. You just don't think the same
No.
when you're that old.
No. No.
Ruth,
And the world has changed so much.
you're right.
The
You're
world has
right.
changed so much. I mean, I I wonder if they how much technology they know about, like when they start talking, like the hacking and the this and the that. Did they just sit there and scratch their heads like, huh? You know, I mean, how do they
No,
do that?
you know what's amazing? And I want you guys to notice this too, because this really makes me want to laugh too. So, okay, so everyone got mad at Kevin McCarthy and gave him the boot, right? You know what? We're
Right,
getting rid of you. And then they've been kind of upset with Johnson, and they want to
right,
give him
right.
the boot, but that didn't happen. And you know who stuck up for Johnson, right? Akeem Jeffries. Think about that for a minute. Akeem Jeffries stuck up for Johnson. Now, Akeem Jeffries is a Democrat, and he would be the next Speaker of the House. Apparently, he don't want it. I
I
wonder
thought I
why.
thought they were throwing his name around when they were trying to get rid of McCarthy.
They were, but they couldn't get. They couldn't. They were all like little ducks. They all voted for Akeem Jeffries, but they didn't have enough people to vote him in, right?
Right,
Because the
right.
Republicans had the majority. But when they wanted to boot, we got I don't know how many people getting ready to leave, and when they wanted to give old Johnson the boot, Jeffries was probably a shoe in, and he was like, "No, no, 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 no. You know what? Johnson's doing a good job." And I thought, "All right, wait a minute. How come you're defending Johnson? Because all you guys stick together like glue." It's amazing. I'm telling you. They you can already guarantee I already got their names. When they call them by name, I can tell you whether it's going to be a yay or a nay because
Right,
they all follow together.
right. Yes, KMM, you're probably right. That and dead people, because I think my grandfather and my grandmother voted in the 2020 election.
Well, Mickey Mouse, like I said, Mickey Mouse got votes too.
No, mind you, they'd be over 100.
Okay, now I ain't lying about this. This is truth. Last election, my peepaw has been passed away for 14 years, and he got a vote in the mail. He got a ballot in the mail, and he's been gone 14 years.
Yeah, you think they need to do a little bit of an update?
I think that they did that on purpose, and they probably voted for him. I never looked, but they probably did. My Meemaw just ripped it up and threw it in the garbage. But yeah, there you go.
Oh, really? I didn't know that, KMM.
Wow.
I did not. Well, we're the capital of in Dearborn.
I heard what is the other one? Yeah, because you got Talib. Where's she from? Oh, she's Palestinian.
She's from hell. That's where she's from. Oh, she's got
And
a
you
big mouth in more ways
she
than one.
and, I really like to tell her, "Those glasses aren't doing you no good. The
Yeah,
Yeah, but you know
no,
what? They'd get me like they got Marjorie Taylor Greene. They'd say, "You know what? It ain't right to be talking about the way people look." All right, all right, all right. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Well, you
Well,
know,
I guess we're all surrounded by something because you got the Mexicans down there.
well, I'm telling you what, it's not on that. We got everybody here. I was at the Piggly Wiggly and I turned around and I heard, my mama used to talk pig Latin and it was always real different. I ended up learning how to talk it, but I thought if somebody heard somebody talking pig Latin, they'd turn around right now thinking, what is going on with that? Well, I heard something like that, but it wasn't pig Latin, and I turned around and I thought, is that how they talk in Africa? I don't know what he was, but it wasn't Spanish, and it wasn't. I don't know what it was.
Nigeria has a weird
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? They come across, and that one guy that's over there, he holds the microphone up to him and goes, "Hi, and where are you from?" And they go, "Uh, uh, they go,
yeah, they gotta think about where they're from. What were
Where
we
where are
supposed to
you going? Where are you going? New York. New York. Oh, okay. They're all going to New York. Keep them going. Keep them going. Keep them going. Yeah. Yeah. They
Yeah,
always say they're
yeah,
going to New York.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, they can't tell you where they're really from,
No. Well,
you know.
the other day there was that guy, and he was from Egypt, and he said, "You know what? America's in a lot of trouble because they have their borders open the way they do." And I
Yeah.
thought,
Thanks
are
for
you,
the information, dude. Thanks again.
thank you so much as you cross the border and come over
Right,
here."
right. What are you trying to tell us? What are you packing, big boy? Come on.
And why don't you go tell our wonderful president that? Go tell
You
him.
know,
Say,
I
you know
bet
what?
you
You're in a lot of trouble because keep the borders open. Oh, but by the way, thank you for letting me
do you
in.
know how bricks magically appear on street corners when there's a riot or Black Lives Matter thing going on?
Oh yeah, they
I
bring them there.
I wonder if they have caches of guns, and before they come over the border, they tell them where the guns are. It's like, "Okay, you're
No.
gonna need these, so this is what you do. You go to this location and, you know,
And this is
"But
where it's good. No.
since when can you come over here and tell us where you're gonna go?
Oh,
I will tell you where to go."
well, I got a better one for you. Here's a better one for you. All right. So it is illegal to mail a gun anywhere. That
Right,
is illegal.
right.
Okay. And so I was watching on the news and they were all getting all upset and all up in arms that, the immigrants should have the same rights that we do. And they think that they should be packing just because we got a Second Amendment that says we can pack. Well, they should pack. But they're getting theirs in the mail.
Go
Yeah.
figure.
Yeah, they're mailing theirs to
I
them,
bet
and I'm like,
I bet you
"Wait
the
a minute, that's against the law. They can't mail them." Well, I guess
I bet you the
they
postal
can.
code bet you the postal code is from DC.
No, Delaware. It's coming from Delaware
Yeah.
over
It's
there.
not a
Over there.
laughing matter, but you gotta laugh. I mean,
You know what? It's
not
the only way to heal it all is to laugh it off. Because
yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'd be crying all the time.
Well,
We'd
yeah.
all be crying. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
I mean, the
You
border
know.
is just a mess. It's just a mess.
Well, I have seen some things that have happened on the border that you're like, well, that was kind of that was kind of interesting how they did that. Um, they this okay. So there's this guy, and he does border wars,
Hmm.
and he records everything, and he said, "Look at this! Now look at this." He gets his camera over there, and what they do is they dig themselves a hole, right? They dig this hole, and then they have this like a piece of aluminum foil blanket looking thing that I guess I don't know who gives it to them. I guess we're giving them out, I guess, or whatever. But they sit over this hole with this aluminum foil over them. And he goes, "You know what he's doing, don't you?" And I thought, "I- No. Right there in front of the camera, and he sees you pointing the camera at him. Yep, that's exactly what he was doing. Just what you think he was doing in that hole. And the next thing you know, he stands up and buries it. And I'm like,
Dude, you're not in Iran.
well, I mean,
You know what? I was thinking two things. One, do you think they're gonna start giving out little like baby Rugers or 9 millimeters with their welcome package with their medical card and their debit card and
well, they already gave him a cell phone. If they
well,
said they gave
I
him,
mean, that's what I'm saying. Do you think they're gonna start giving them guns too?
oh, they might, but you know what's really fun is they give them the cell phone, and most of them are coming over here already have a cell phone of their own.
Well,
So they go, "Thank you so much," and they throw it in the dumpster.
I always wanted to live in Italy. So I wonder if I go over there and go to their government and say, okay, I'm here. Now I want your health care and I want money and I want you to put me up in the best hotel that you have. And I want you to give me everything.
They're gonna tell you, "I'm sorry, Miss Linda, you got to get the hell out of here. We ain't give you nothing for free. If you
Exactly.
want something, you're gonna have to go over there and sweep that alleyway there or whatever."
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
We're giving it all away. Well, we want them all here because they can vote in Marshmallow Head because he can't win.
Yeah.
Lord help us. That's all I gotta say. Lord help us, because you know. Do you think? What do you think George Washington thought when he said "Land ahoy"? And then right now they're all coming here.
Right. I think he said land ahoy for, oh my God. Oh my God. You know,
The Keebler elves. They all lived in the hollow tree. I don't know, but I tell you what, they're all coming here, and it ain't just one country. It's all of them. It's all. You know
they're
what?
coming from
And they're
countries
going
I've never
everywhere.
heard of.
Well, they're going to. They're not only just coming to our country. They're going to every other country too.
Yeah, they're going to England too.
They're going to England, and
Do those
they're going.
countries have any people left?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Oh
Do
well,
they have? Well, you know what?
uh,
They have the good citizens left because they emptied out all their jails and their sane asylums and all their bad people.
we
And so,
got
you know what
them.
your punishment is? You're going to America.
Well, okay, now wait a minute. I looked it up. I looked it up because I had a hard time believing. So you can take England and you can put it in Texas
Right.
because that's about the size of England, right?
Right.
You know what they're saying, don't you? Well, is awfully big, so they can take more people.
Right.
Take them all, send them all there, because they're a lot bigger than England is.
Well,
I mean,
Russia's
we'll
bigger
load them
than that.
up, but
Go to Russia. Go to Siberia.
well, Putin don't want them.
I know.
Putin don't want them. Putin would say no.
People say he's something else, but he's got some smarts.
Well, you know what Putin said? Putin said, you know what? America's really making a big problem with that open border.
You
And I
think?
thought, you think, okay, so would you like to have some? We'd love to send some to you.
Right.
We'd love
Exactly.
to share.
Exactly. No, what I with Putin, the whole thing with Putin is that
They are.
yeah, he has
They
his
are.
rough edges. I'll say that. I will say that. But I mean, I'm not praising him in any way, but he lets them put nothing in their food, nothing. It's all
That's
natural.
smart. That's
It's
smart.
all natural.
Well, you know what? The
And
Queen was like that too in
yep.
England.
And there's no microwaves in Russia. No microwaves because it's not healthy to heat your food up that way.
Yeah, don't nuke it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because, and I looked it up and I'm like, well, why? And what it does is it's the moisture inside of the food that expands. And that's how it heats it.
Great. Well, I
That,
tell you, they've been trying to kill us forever. They just can't kill us. They can't figure it out. They just can't get it done.
we're like the redheaded stepchildren that just won't go away.
That's,
You
you know
know?
what? That's the truth. That is the truth. That is, they're trying to replace us with all these other ones. And those other ones don't like each other either.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, we don't like other people's either, but you don't see us out there kill it. Well, they do, but you don't see us out there killing each other, I'm just gonna come and bomb your house because you pissed me off.
They said that there was going to be a civil war. Remember, they were saying there's going to be a civil war. And I thought, you know what? There probably is going to be a civil war. And what it's going to be is it's going to be all these countries that have came over here, all going to be fighting each other. And we're just going to be defending ourselves. Oh my God, ain't that a terror? I'm already traumatized. Got to laugh about it because if you don't, you'd
Yeah,
be crying all the time.
yeah, yeah.
You would. You'd be crying all the time. It's unbelievable what one man can do to this country in uh, 3 years. Little over three
Isn't that
years.
amazing?
It is totally amazing what he did in a little over 3 years.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's
Well, he had a lot of help though.
well, yeah, Trump didn't have no help at all. He was surrounded by the Biden people. So whatever he said, let's do it this way. They said, no, we're not doing it that way. We're doing it another way. And Trump looks stupid all the time. But I'm going to tell you right now, he's already hired, what is it, like 3,000 or 4,000 people for his administration. I think that's why they're a little bit worried. I think a lot of people up there are getting ready to lose their job.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, and I don't think anyone else is gonna hire him either. I mean, come on.
But you know what?
Maybe they're
The
old enough
thing
to have
is,
Social
and
Security.
yeah, and people are angry because oh, he said he was going to get rid of the swamp and he never did. No, he had to expose it first. His second term was supposed to be to get rid of them. The first term was to expose them.
Right? And you know what? And they didn't give him his second term. They said, no,
Nope.
we're getting ready to get rid of him because you know what? He's getting ready
Right?
to cause a lot of damage. It's all right. It's all right. Because you know what? What goes around comes around and it's getting ready. You know what my pappy used to say? Hell's coming to breakfast. Be
Ah,
ready. Hell's
yeah.
coming to breakfast. I
Yeah.
thought,
What do they the trials that they hold in Guantanamo Bay? What do they call those? Not Marshall trials.
oh, when they w-
Like if
oh,
you were to bring Hillary in for
could you get it
they have a
for
special name for those trials. I can't wait to see those on TV.
yeah, they probably won't show us. That's the ones where they said that that's oh that it's when you go against your country.
Treason.
Treason. Yeah, let me tell you. And they'll have those, but they already said that they already hung Hillary. Remember, did you read that article? They already hung Hillary. This was her picture, and she was over there at Gitmo, and I thought, No, that wasn't Hillary because Hillary is a lot fatter than that lady.
They had so many people that were already killed off.
Yep.
Um, her
Remember?
husband was killed off.
No,
Who
I
else?
see him. He's still wandering around.
Yeah. They said that they already went to trial, they were found guilty, and they were executed. Well, I mean,
Well,
is
maybe
it is
some
it
of them.
bad is it bad that I wanna see them get executed?
Well, I don't want to see him get executed, but well, wait a minute. You know what? Let me tell you something. Okay, um, so DeSantis said that what was it? Who was coming over here? The Haitians or was it Haiti or
Yeah.
something? And he said, "Oh no, they're not coming over here to Florida. You send them right over." And they sent them to Gitmo.
Did they? Good
Yes.
for him.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if I want to go to Gitmo with all them crazy people.
No, I wouldn't wanna be in Gitmo. God
No,
bless our soldiers that have them idiots in there.
right? And now y'all
Right.
could be just running from a bad life and end up in Gitmo.
Yeah, KMM, I know. I would
I do
too.
too. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like
Yeah,
to see him shackled with an orange jumpsuit on,
but
and
the worst
Hillary can be in the new orange is the new black.
the
Wentworth.
worst part about that, though, is we'd still have to be paying to take care of them their 3 square meals and a
Well,
roof over their head.
I don't think they'd make it very long. I'm sorry, I don't think they'd make it very long. And they're old. Most of them are old anyway. I mean, come on, you think Mitch McConnell would make it very long? And Joe Biden would make it very long. I'm surprised he's still alive now. So yeah, most of them would make it very long.
I don't think he'd make it through the gates.
Shuffle the, well, they have to drive him in. Drive him in, drop him off. Here
Now
you go, Joe.
he loses his Secret Service. He ain't driving him
You
in,
know, that isn't even a joke because they said that if they put Trump in jail, they were going to take his Secret Service from him.
and I don't think they can.
You know what? They talk a lot of smack and think they can say,
Yeah.
and they think they can do a lot of things. And I want to say, yeah, and you're going to go grow feathers and fly too, because that ain't going to happen. I'm sorry.
Well,
You're
that's
all
just like
nuts. You're
no,
all nuts.
that's just like when they said that he couldn't go to his son's graduation. That was just all a
They
fake
said he
news
couldn't go
grab.
to his mother-in-law's funeral either.
Right. But he
Oh,
went.
you know what? He is going to get them. I am telling you what. Oh, karma is going to come back. I don't care. And when you get in these chat rooms with these people that are these all these left and all they can come up with something stupid to say. They always come up with something stupid. Like, I don't know. I was trying to think of some of the things I
And
heard.
like he puts cream in his coffee.
Get him, because you know what? He uh he went to his son's graduation. Was supposed to be in court.
Right.
What?
Right.
What? You didn't just say that. You
Well,
really
and
need to get real.
I've
Get
been
real.
watching a lot of attorneys, talking on Trump and everything, and they said even if they find him guilty, no court of appeals in the world will uphold that. It'll be tossed out faster than it went in.
Well, I'm telling you, they said they've gotten him on 131 different charges, and they said I was giggling, and I told Clyde, I said, I'm going to tell you something. He's going to break wind in the courthouse one of these days, and they're going to get him for uh,
Pollution.
pollution, damaging the air. And you know what? He really did. No, they didn't get him for that, but I mean, he really did break wind the next day in court.
Yep, yep,
But they
yep.
didn't get him for damaging the air. But
I just think it's hilarious that he complains so much how cold the courtroom is. Because I mean, I'd be doing the same thing. I would. If it's
well,
cold, it's cold.
they want him to think he's in Siberia.
Right. Right.
Look, this is where you're going. You're in Siberia right now.
You know what they
Well,
should
buddy.
do? What they really should do is I think if he's found guilty,
Mhm.
I think they should send him to Guantanamo Bay. Now think about that for a second.
Yeah, and then he could round up all those prisoners and make them. He could get himself a whole army and
Well,
come
not
back
only
and kick
that,
our
how
butt.
long do you think that cell would be locked?
Well, we got El Chapo,
But
and
how
he
long
ain't
do you
that
think the
Gitmo.
cell door well, how long do you think the cell door would be locked on Trump's
Not very.
stage?
It wouldn't even be locked. They'd say, "Come on out."
Yeah, come on, come
Come
on.
on, let's go. We got El Chapo, and he just wrote a letter to President of Mexico saying we're not being very nice to him, and he wants to
Right,
come home. And the
right.
president of Mexico was thinking about it. It's like, wait a minute, you had no decision on what we do with him.
And you didn't even want him there to begin with.
He kept escaping. Well, he wasn't escaping; they were letting him out there. They were, what they were doing? That was all political too. They dressed him up one time. Said there's a prison riot, and they told him to meet him in the bathroom, and they gave him a uniform of what the guards wear, and he
Yep,
walked out with all the guards.
yep,
You know what? They did all that stuff, and then they said he was like Houdini, and he could get out of anything. Oh no, he can't. He can't get out of where he's at right now, and he's mad, and he is so
right,
mad.
yep.
He had a bar in his
Yeah,
prison.
I know, I know.
In his cell in Mexico, and he was having parties just like they're doing in our House of Representatives. They're having parties, and El Chapo was having parties in the prison. Dang, Linda, we done something wrong somewhere. We're not
Right,
there. We're not
right,
having no
right.
party and ain't having no fun.
You know,
I just get to
I
pay for
wonder
their party.
I wonder what would happen if somebody were to bar the doors on the outside and they all had to stay in there with each other for a week. You think they'd kill each other?
No, they probably have, the Unabombers in there too. They'd probably figure out how to get out. That's the reason they don't let them get together.
No,
There's some,
I'm talking about the Senate and Congress.
oh, lock them all up in there together. They are in there together.
But I
They're
mean, lock them
plus.
in there so they can't get out for a week.
Can you
Bar
imagine?
the doors.
Oh my God. And you know what? I can see AOC walking out of there and her hair sticking up all over everywhere, crying and her makeup all over. Oh,
Well,
she
that would
couldn't
be
handle 5
Talib.
minutes.
Talib would be crying.
Oh, well, don't worry, they all would be crying. The only one waltzing out of there would be Nancy. That's because she's got her bottle in her purse. And she'd be like,
Oh,
y'all just sit down. We're going to have us a good time. And she'd just sit there and take one shot right after another. It wouldn't matter to her.
right. No, no, not at all.
Mm,
Not
mm-mm.
at all.
Nope, I don't think any of them could handle each other.
No, that's what I'm saying. Do you think they'd kill each other? Yeah, that you know, I think they
Is
would.
that? I think something would happen. Well, no, you know what I think could happen? I think they'd break the door
Yeah,
down.
let them find out what life is like.
They would break the door down, and then we'd have another January 6th, but they'd be trying to get out instead of get in.
Yeah, and I think what would be really great
Mm.
is if you made them live on Social Security or disability for a year. Live on what they get on Social Security and disability. They would die.
Oh yeah, they couldn't live off that. They couldn't live off that. Nope.
No, not at
And
all.
you know what? And then give them and give them the Medicaid care that
Right,
that our
right.
people get, because they get this special
Mhm.
insurance.
Everything's
Give 'em-
covered. Everything.
No, no, no. I think that, well, you know, I
Mm,
think they could. I think there's a whole lot of BS going on up there, and there's a little tiny piece of me that would like to be a part of that BS, but not for very long. I don't think I could take it longer than 10 minutes because the minute I ran into Nancy Pelosi, that it'd be over between her or AOC or Talib or Omar or Raskin. The minute if they made me sit next to Raskin, that'd be it. It'd be over. It'd be all over but the crying because I couldn't
yeah.
handle it. No.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're getting to that bewitching time.
we're at that time, guys. I've had a lot of fun. We'll see you on Tuesday. And I guess we're doing the 50s this Tuesday, but then we decided that we didn't think that there was anybody old enough in here to go to the 40s. So
Yeah.
I think we're going to the 80s the following week.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with the 50s this coming week, and then we'll go to the 80s the next week. So I love y'all. Remember, Loudmouth Linda has her own channel. Go over there and subscribe. Show her a little bit of love. And I will see you all next Tuesday. Oh, yeah. Same time, same place.
KMM, thanks for spending the night with us. And it was
Awesome.
fun as usual.
It's
Thank
been a
you for all your
blast.
support.
Mhm.
We appreciate it.
And we promise we won't send anybody over to Gitmo
Right.
or to Congress, which would be
Right.
worse.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
We love
Love
you.
y'all.
Mwah. Have a
See
good
you.
night, all. Have a safe weekend.
Have a very happy Memorial Day.
Memorial Day, and have a safe weekend.
That's
Don't
right.
drink and drive.
Right. And y'all take care. Bye.
Bye.